Hi, my name is Serena H. Chen. I'm a doctor. I do reproductive endocrinology, IVF, infertility, fertility in New Jersey at IRMS, Institute for Reproductive Medicine and Science in New Jersey at St. Barnabas. And I'm here with Wanda Hofkesang. She's a nurse and a healing touch provider. So she's certified in healing touch. And you may be wondering what Healing Touch is about, and that's what we're here for today. We're going to figure out what Healing Touch is and how it can help you, especially during this time when you are sheltering in place to stay safe from the coronavirus.
Exactly. Hi, Dr. Chen. Hi, everybody. As Dr. Chen said, I am Wanda Hofkesang. I work at the Livingston office at IRMS, and I'm really excited to be here today to talk a little bit about Healing Touch, but more importantly, to give everybody a couple little things that we can do while we're at home, social distancing, and trying to help ourselves stay balanced and well emotionally, physically. We know the mind-body connection is really important, and keeping our stress in check is really important as everybody's kind of waiting to get ready to start back up with treatments. And we're hoping to help you and give you something, little tools that you can put in your toolbox to help you feel a little bit better prepared for when treatment does start, but also something you can do to sort of stay healthy and well during this time. So welcome to everybody for this.
I love that idea. I love that idea. I think that's the silver lining. It's a little bit of an opportunity to try to get in touch with ourselves and with our health.
Exactly. And I think, you know what, I've been thinking about this just as a Healing Touch practitioner, and I think it's calling all of us to kind of take a peek at ourselves and be empowered by what we can do to keep ourselves in the best possible space we can, mind, body, soul connection. So we are always trying to tell our patients other things that they can do during their treatment. And Healing Touch is another one of those therapies like acupuncture. So acupuncture has already been done. I know Dr. Chen is one person that encourages that with her clients and patients in the practice. And that deals with the meridian centers up the body. Healing Touch is dealing with, and I'll show a little just handout I want to show that's going to be on the screen for you guys to see this, but we have your energy field. So surrounding all of us, we're little bundles of energy, and around all of us is this little energy field that we have, different layers. And believe it or not, most of those layers are either emotional or mental layers. Mm-hmm. So before something even hits or impacts your body, like that headache, that stress kind of is coming in. And maybe be where it lands on your body as far as that energy center that we also have these little energy centers that run up our body that are also noted on the handout. Running up the center of the body are the chakras. And those are just little energy centers that doesn't mean we're diagnosing anything with Healing Touch. It just means that if there's a blockage or stagnant, think of a garden hose. If it's got water and the water source is open to it, and there's a little kink in that hose, the water isn't coming out to water your garden. So it doesn't mean anything's necessarily wrong with the source. The source is good, the water's flowing, you have energy, it's there. It's just if you have a little blockage, then maybe the energy can't fully go through the body. I mean, the way it's supposed to is up and down our body is when we have connect and open, balanced energy fields, we feel a sense of well-being with that. And that's really the goal here with Healing Touch. So a little bit just about Healing Touch quick, because I don't want to take all our time and I really want to delve into what we can do, is Healing Touch is a relaxing, nurturing energy therapy. So a practitioner uses their hands, a client stays fully clothed. Usually you can be sitting in a chair if you can't lay down when you do a session, but usually you can be laying on a massage table. You remain fully clothed, and the practitioner is gliding their hands either gently above the body or gently on certain parts of the body. And that energy is helping to balance the physical, emotional, and mental, spiritual well-being of the client when you place your hands around and in their energy field. We're actually connecting as energy beings when I'm in your field. And really the biggest thing with that is that how Healing Touch it's been researched. There's a lot of research out there. You can go to healingbeyondborders.org. That is the certifying governing body that I was certified through. And Healing Touch is endorsed by the American Holistic Nurses Association. So for nurses, if you need CEUs, this is a program you can do to get your CEUs. Yeah. So the other thing with it is that it's been studied, been researched, and they find that there's a big benefit in reducing anxiety, decreasing pain. Mm-hmm. It's a support care for cancer, So where you find healing touch is in hospitals, private practices, hopefully like IRMS will be utilizing this, and hospices and spas even for treatments.
Not just the body impacting the mind, but this is the mind impacting the body.
Exactly.
Okay.
That is really what, so kind of what I say to people, and if I just quickly will say this, is that chiropractic is one of my tools that I use. I don't just do healing touch. I do many things to stay well. Chiropractic handles your musculoskeletal system. So if you have a little pinched nerve in your lower back or your upper neck, that's impacting. There could be something wrong with your musculoskeletal. It could be a vertebrae that's out of joint. So that's what chiropractic does.
Right.
Then you look at massage therapy. Hey, let's face it, we work out, we get a little sore, our fascia, our muscles, kind of good to go. Massage is not an indulgence. It is a must. It's a really good thing if you can try to get this into your little package of wellness tools, because it will help your muscles stay nice and supple, and very good when we get older for balance, and also just for flexibility. We know that's so important on our joints. Yeah. Healing touch is like acupuncture. It's a kind of working with the energy system. Right. So acupuncture is the meridians, and it's about the chi. It's about the flow of energy. And we talk to our patients about their pelvic organs. We want nice blood flow to the uterus, to the ovaries. Right. So healing touch is kind of working outside that layer and working its way back in, so that hopefully if you can help, when's the last time you had your energy centers cleared or opened or balanced? You might not. No one ever has. So that's what we're here for, is to just give you some tips. So one of the biggest things I said to Dr. Chen that I felt like with the coronavirus is we might feel a little bit in our head, very scattered. We can't focus. We can't concentrate. Somebody said to me, I feel like I should be doing so much more at home and I'm getting nothing done but laying around. I feel very contracted. My energy feels kind of closed off. Then when we feel a little bit like inward. So one thing that you can do just even for your energy field to open it up is kind of like when you pet an animal, just taking your hands and actually in your energy field around your body, just gently combing through that energy field, but pushing from the bottom down. So you're just kind of moving
from the top down.
Yeah, top down. And you can do your hands like kind of trailing each other like this, or you can do exactly what you just did, Serena, which is pushing down like this. A lot of your Qigong is about all of this. If any of you've seen Tai Chi and Qigong, it's moving. Yeah, it's clearing your energy field. And sometimes that's all it takes, just to start to feel, ooh, I feel a little release. So that's something that can be very simple in addressing if you feel kind of contracted, where you're kind of going inward and you feel kind of like sleepy, fatigued, and all of that. You can help clear the energy field in your own energy field.
It also takes you out of your head. You have to think about, I'm moving my body. I'm thinking about what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Just all this craziness in our heads about
worry, uncertainty.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. So that's one of the first things you could potentially start to do just on yourself for self-care. Okay. The other thing is that we talked about, or I mentioned I was going to talk about, which is grounding. Okay. So grounding is just a nice way to get the root chakra, and we'll talk about the chakras. I'll show that in a minute. But the root chakra is your grounding. Those of you that do yoga and you sit and you're told to sit up nice and tall, the spine, right, because all those chakras are running up. You want to feel yourself connecting to Mother Earth. So the idea when we feel a little bit out of in control in our head, we feel a little too anxious, we might be having an issue with not feeling grounded. And a real simple thing you can do is, you have energy centers, all of us do, in the palms of their hands, not just me. We all are energetic beings. So you would take and sit in a chair, and I'm kind of a little close. So if I back up just a little bit, I can take my one leg and put it on top of the other bent. And I've got my foot right here.
I have a foot too.
Yep. And I've got my socks on. So what you would do is, just where you have your palms, you're going to place one palm under at the arch of the foot.
Okay.
And the other palm on top. And then you can put your leg back down, just to relax it. Okay. And don't do a tight grip. With energy, you want to actually be really gentle. You want to do a very light just touch. Okay. Because the energy will flow. And here's where, if I were right now at home doing this, it'll take you 2 minutes, because you hold for each foot 1 minute. Uh-huh. And just put on a nice little gentle music, or just be in a quiet space. You could close your eyes. And I think a nice thing to say with this, and I'll kind of borrow this from my yoga place that I go to, is I love when she says, in this moment, I am in a good place, I am safe, and I am connecting myself to the Mother Earth, to the ground. So I'm connecting these with my energy palms and holding my feet. I'm settling because I have a lot of energy in my feet as well. All of us do. So by cupping, you're actually really opening up that base chakra almost that are in the feet. Okay. And allowing now for that energy, because that's really where we all start with the energy. It comes up to our bodies through our feet as well. So that's why it's really important to just try to make sure that if you feel a little off and feel a little flighty, this is how you want to ground yourself. The other little thing is just, I know I love the beach, I love the ocean, and I love walking barefoot. So that's why we all love that, because we're actually grounding. Our feet are like going in the sand and we're feeling
more
the earth.
Yeah, to the
earth. So, you know,
right.
I know it's hard right now. It's still a little cool, but the other thing might be to do when it warms up a little bit, and if we're still social distancing, take your socks off and just take a little walk out in your yard and feel the coolness of the soil, feel the soft grass. Start to just really let that kind of work through and get into your body and your energy field, and it'll start to make you feel a little less settled and not so much in the head of worry and uncertainty. Okay. So grounding is key for that, and the clearing of the whole energy field and the grounding. Those are two very simple things which would take you 3 minutes
that we can do at home.
Yep, that you can do at home. Absolutely. The other thing too that you can do is, since I mentioned our chakra system, that it runs up the center of the body, each chakra corresponds to a particular color. And believe it or not, how it works is the color of the rainbow. We probably all were taught Roy G. Biv. So how that works is your base chakra, which is your root chakra right here. Mm-hmm. That's the red, and the red is the root, and then it goes orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So the colors match up with those chakras. There's actually, believe it or not, even musical notes. And it's also interesting that in our cervical spine, we have 7 cervical vertebrae, and they are actually a chakra system. So your atlas, which is in your right under that occipital ridge in the back of our head, that's your cervical one, and that matches up with your root chakra. Okay. So believe it or not, sometimes if you feel something up here, it could be related to down here that the root chakra is off, or there could be a little blockage or a little stagnation there. Okay. So that's why there's that whole emotional, and your communication center is your upper body with your throat, your brow, and your crown. So this is your communication center. So those are the centers of the body with those particular chakras. So what we're going to do is just do a little what we call self chakra connection, just doing our main chakras. And so what I wanted you to see again as a little reminder is that acronym COB. This is my little connect, open, and balance.
Connect, so open, balance.
So COB is a really good acronym for today. We want to connect, open, and balance our energy centers. Okay. So what I'm going to do just for a minute here is I'm going to show you a little trick of how we're going to do this. I'm going to stand up just a little bit so you can see my lower part of my body, because I'm going to tape on so you guys can see this. Here's my root.
Okay. Okay.
My root is right here. Then the next chakra is our sacral, which is about an inch below your belly button. Okay. Approximately. That's the area for the sacral. Then we have our solar plexus, which that is the color yellow, and that's right between your ribs, where your ribs divide.
Xiphoid,
right up there. So in that little bit of that soft portion, but right in between the ribs. Then we have our heart chakra, which actually, I know this is my heart over here. I know it might look opposite, but I just want to show you that that runs up the center. It's more in the sternum. Okay. Then you have your throat, which I'll kind of put that one off to the side so I don't choke myself. All right. So we have our throat. Okay. And then we have our brow, which is right here on our forehead. Hey, you know, this is a little bit like Twister, don't you think? And then we have our crown. So I'll go like this. Okay. All right. So this is my chakra system. Okay. I feel like I look like a clown, actually. But I just wanted you guys to see, not to really, you know, make fun of myself here, but I figured like I'm visual, and I feel like it's kind of good to say, okay, what are my chakras? What are they doing? And like I said, you can always do a little, we'll put this sheet up for you guys, but I have a little chakra cheat sheet here.
Perfect.
And it will talk about the symbol, the color, the associated organs, because that's what I think is important for us with fertility, with the reproductive organs. Reproductive organs are down here in your root chakra and even a little bit of that sacral. So sometimes, for our patients, it would be really important to really try to maintain connecting, opening, and balancing all of the chakras, but those two are particular for fertility, for reproduction.
So normally when we don't have a pandemic though, Wanda, our patients could come in and see you.
Correct.
For
yes.
a healing touch session.
Exactly.
These are a couple tips we can do at home, but typically, obviously, healing touch is in person where you can actually lay hands on people. And
exactly. And exactly. And I would say that you can have a very different experience with different practitioners. And even myself, I receive healing touch because that's an important part of my self-care. In order to be a good conduit of energy for others, I need to maintain taking good self-care. So I think if I'm going to give by example, then that's why I have to tell everybody, like, just even for us nurses and doctors right now, and our nurses and doctors that are on the front line, you get a little concerned because right now I know self-care is not a big priority because they are caring for everybody else, but really important for all of us then right now to do this while we're home, because we have the opportunity while we have to be distancing and doing our part to not be at our jobs and hopefully, getting this to flatten that curve. So that's the reason for letting everybody see this. But our goal would be to have you be able to come in and experience a nice hands-on session, because it'll be a very different experience than even trying to do your own self-care.
This is great though, because I think like every opportunity we can to try to be creative with physical distancing and flattening the curve and staying at home. I think it's a great opportunity. So I really appreciate you going through this, and hopefully we can do like another session soon. But you'll come to our website. We're going to put the links in the video, and we'll put up these illustrations. And if you want to contact us, and we can email you Wanda's brochure and get all your questions answered, because there's so much to learn. But hopefully these small exercises that she showed us today will help you while you're at home now. So
right, and you'll know now what the energy centers are, and you can look it up, even Google. We know there's so much information out there. But the final thing I thought, like I said to Serena, that Dr. Chen, I wanted to do was we can just be, while we're virtual here, put our left hand on our heart and kind of get connected with that, because energy actually enters through the left side of your body. So by you putting your heart as that left hand, you're now taking your heart energy, and we're going to do a virtual hand to hand, because we can't really do this. And I just want you to take a nice little breath in through your nose. You can close your eyes for just a minute and then let it out. May I let go of all I can't control and open my heart to receive the blessings of this moment. Namaste to everybody.
Namaste.
Thank you, Dr. Chen.
Thank you, Wanda.
Bye.